Welcome to our channel. We are sincerely trying to choose interesting stories, so we would really like to see your subscription.
Hello, I'm Jaden, and I've been mandated to attend this group counseling session due to my struggles with anger issues. I'm 35 years old, currently married with 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl whom I adore. Richard, our group consultant, asked me why the court compelled me to be here today, and I explained that it's quite a lengthy tale. Richard assured me we have 3 hours, and I could take all the time I needed. I began narrating my story without delving into the specifics of how I met my wife, Caroline, emphasizing my initial perception of her as the most attractive woman in the world. The catalyst for my anger issues was a bachelor party thrown for my brother, complete with invited strippers. Wanting to shield myself from any repercussions, I disclosed every detail to Caroline. The party was wild, spanning from Saturday at 3 p.m. until Sunday at 7 p.m., cut short only by police intervention due to the noise. Life returned to normal for about 3 months after the party. As a fisherman who enjoys working on the docks, I came home one day, took a shower, and suddenly everything went dark. I found myself incapacitated, realizing I was taped to a chair with duct tape tightly wound around my ankles. In front of me stood my wife, Caroline, and her sister accusing me of cheating. My attempts to move were futile, and the shocking revelation added another layer to my struggles. I couldn't move an inch, thinking, "Let me go right now." I planned to retaliate once they released me. The man questioned what Caroline meant, insinuating wrongdoing on my part. I was certain my brother and I had adhered to all the rules. After some time, Caroline returned with a group from the bachelor party. Recognizing Diego, a longtime friend I trusted deeply, I urged them to release me. Diego confronted me, suggesting I'd wronged Caroline. Before I could clarify, Caroline gagged me. They went ahead with their plan. Once they finished, I found myself in a hospital, realizing the depth of their betrayal. Later, I mustered the strength to involve the authorities. I recounted the events, making it clear that despite Caroline's accusations, I hadn't betrayed her. I identified individuals involved, even noting that a couple were police officers. With the evidence and my account, Caroline faced legal repercussions for her actions. Reflecting on the ordeal, I recognized the need to address the pain inflicted by those I once trusted. As I was being escorted away, she glanced back, hurling accusations, calling me a lying Jaden, and vowing to make me pay. The officer informed her of an additional charge for menacing. During my week in the hospital, I pondered the situation, realizing the potential harm, and carefully organized my thoughts. It became clear that revenge was necessary, but only if I was certain and committed. I devised a list during my hospital stay, outlining the reasons for retaliation. They put me in the hospital, lied to me, had an affair with my wife, and revealed her infidelity, all contributing to my predicament. Resolute in my plan, I spent the following week outlining the details. Upon leaving the hospital, I visited the bank to withdraw money. To my surprise, the cashier informed me that my wife had attempted a withdrawal. Frustrated by her discovery that her name wasn't on any of my accounts, she returned with a lawyer, only to face the same outcome. Enraged, they left the bank. Seeking legal advice, I turned to my brother, who initially reacted with anger, questioning my actions. In an hour-long conversation, I divulged the entire situation to him and his wife. Their stunned reactions were evident, with his wife expressing disbelief and my brother vouching for my honesty. However, when his wife sided with the alleged cheaters, my brother defended my integrity, urging her to stay away. He made it clear that choosing the cheater's side meant leaving. Unfazed, she left for their bedroom, grabbed her purse, and announced her departure. In a decisive moment, my brother told her that if she wasn't on my side, the marriage could be annulled. She left, starting her car, and as the door opened, she collapsed to the floor. After my brother advised letting it be, we swiftly executed our plan. The first step involved consulting a lawyer. Things kicked off on Friday at 9 a.m. with my realtor placing a for sale sign in my front yard just as Caroline was heading to work. She confronted me, bewildered by the sudden move. The realtor clarified that, as the owner, I had the right to sell the house. At work, Caroline's boss introduced her to a young man looking for her. He handed her a large brown envelope serving her legal papers. The repercussions were immediate. I received numerous phone calls with 5 ex-wives expressing confusion and anger. I narrated the entire story to each of them, holding nothing back. Amidst the chaos, I received around 30 death threats. I calmly noted them down, finding humor in their futile attempts to intimidate me. I find it perplexing that individuals engaging in affairs seem surprised when repercussions follow. Subsequently, my lawyer delivered 5 sets of civil claims, each demanding $5 million. I took legal action against Caroline for personal injury and theft of my property. Meanwhile, my brother, who had his share of conflicts with so-called friends and family, was approaching his trial on assault charges. As the trial date loomed, my brother's wife sought to talk, but choices had been made. On the eve of the trial, Diego from our past attempted to attack me, leading to an unintended discharge from my weapon, hitting him in the groin. The police arrived, and amidst Diego's accusations, I explained the situation and pointed to the security footage scattered across the surroundings. Displaying my permit to carry a weapon, the officers allowed me to go. The trial turned out to be a fiasco. The bachelor party tape not only proved my innocence of cheating, but also demonstrated my frequent calls to Caroline. Diego and Caroline decided to face trial together, confident they'd emerge unscathed. However, during the trial, Caroline attributed her cheating accusations to Diego, and Diego's lawyer countered, painting Caroline as the unfaithful one. Caroline, taken aback, objected, and her lawyer approached me, urging me to let her face the consequences. My response reflected my resentment for their past actions, asserting that they tied me up and put me in the hospital, making it clear I wouldn't assist her. Later, Caroline, acknowledging her wrongdoing and playing on my lingering feelings, sought a conversation. Despite the deep hurt, I chose to go against my better judgment and agreed to ask the district attorney to be lenient on her. I walked away smiling and approached the district attorney, whispering my desire for Caroline to face severe consequences. Eventually, Caroline received an 8-year prison sentence, while Diego was sentenced to 25 years. Despite the complexities, I couldn't ignore the poetic justice in their outcomes. To negotiate with Diego, Karen, Diego's wife, approached me following his sentencing. She questioned my actions, expressing concern over what I did to them. I acknowledged the pain Diego had caused her, but explained the severity of their actions against me. Diego had violently assaulted me, leading to a week-long hospital stay, and they left me there bleeding. I asserted that my response was necessary. Despite Diego's future release and the possibility of Karen moving on, I emphasized the losses I endured: my wife, friends, and some family members. As Karen tried to argue, I walked away. But the story doesn't end there. While Diego awaited transfer to state prison, I faced legal troubles for driving under the influence. During my 10-day sentence, I confronted Diego physically, inflicting several blows on him. I appeared before a judge, who fined me $50 and extended my jail time. Subsequently, I found ways to get back at them. 2 of them faced a bar fight where someone used a stun gun on them, delivering over 1,000 volts. The remaining 2 were attacked by 4 masked individuals. Ironically, during these events, I was in Texas visiting my cousin. Now, I find myself sharing this with you while attending anger management classes, a consequence of the judge's attempt to impart a lesson. Richard, a classmate, acknowledged my situation, telling me not to worry about losing money in a divorce since Diego and others were in prison. I concurred, expressing satisfaction with the outcomes. In further discussions, I learned that their punishment, although significant, was still lenient, requiring them to attend anger management classes as part of their parole. The judge, perhaps, intended to communicate something to me through these classes. Meanwhile, my brother's wife returned home, making amends for her mistakes. Caroline, who had betrayed me, reached out, seeking forgiveness and attending group sessions to address her issues. Reflecting on my current state, I admitted feeling heartless but content. While acknowledging my unconventional approach, I emphasized that this is my story, advocating neither extreme punishment for cheaters nor passive inaction.